Welcome to Coach Focus, where we focus on coaches who use video as part of their practice. And today I'm very excited to have probably my guest from as far away as possible. I've got Kristina Shumilova today, and she's actually calling in from Siberia. And she is a coach and a hypnotist and an author. I'm going to actually just read her bio here so you can get an idea. So Kristina Shumilova is a Get Over Your Ex coach, a #1 international best-selling author of Conscious Love, Enlightened Relationships, and Soulful Sex, and the new Get Over Your Ex in a Weekend program. She helps people reset their love buttons and move on from love that didn't work out without making it a struggle. So Kristina, welcome to Coach Focused.
Thank you, Brighton. Hello, everybody.
Great. Well, thank you for popping in here from the other side of the planet this morning. And yeah, what I want to do is talk a little bit about how you use video in your practice. And I'm most interested in the hypnosis angle. And so maybe you could tell us, well, actually, let's start out with more of an introduction of you. Like specifically, what is a Get Over Your Ex coach?
It kind of speaks for itself. And my passion is truly helping people heal their hearts and whatever that entails for them. But that is only a half of my passion, because the other half is helping people feel empowered on their love quest. Because if deeply inside this is what you wish for, I guide people to keep moving in the right direction, because moving on doesn't stop after getting over your ex.
Yes,
so
I guess that's true. That's the whole purpose of moving on, is to move on to something else.
Exactly. So that's what I do in my work. And yes, I am a hypnotist. I'm a certified conversational hypnotist. I'm a hypnotist, all kinds of hypnosis trainings under my belt. I'm also an NLP practitioner. I don't necessarily run around call myself hypnotist, because I'm not trying to sell people the plane, but my work and how it can help them, which is one big thing for a coach or a hypnotist to understand. First thing, if they choose to work coaching people, meaning if someone chooses to work with other hypnotists training people to become hypnotists, it's a whole different ground. But if you are a coach, if you're a hypnotist, it is powerful to understand it's not about you, it's not about your hypnosis, it's about your client. So making that shift makes you realize that you're talking to this person just like me and I are talking, and it's not really a matter of how we're going to get there, but it's a matter of making that video, right? Mm-hmm. So exactly, if the video is what you choose to work with.
Great. Yeah. So maybe you could expand a little bit about that, kind of talking about the conversations you have as a coach and how you use your hypnosis background to enhance those conversations, I guess.
Mm-hmm. So when I first started building my practice, I had an office, but I really never wanted to have an office. I never really wanted to be confined in a room, looking for clients, go into an office, having people come to my office. So it never really felt great for me. And I used to live in New York, and now I live in Los Angeles. And I realized that what I really want to do doesn't have a location. But I was terrified by the idea of coaching people on Skype or phone, because I didn't know if I could do it. Because seeing someone in person is a whole different ground to play. So, but then I put out a survey to find out about women and what their struggles were, and I offered a session in exchange. And all these women were from all over the place. Some of them were from Scotland, from other places in the world, and I was in Los Angeles. So I had no choice but to coach them on the phone or Skype. And it was such a win-win. And I realized that coaching via Skype or phone can be as powerful as it is in person, if not more. So it kind of opened by that experience, it opened the new possibilities for me, because until then I didn't think I could, even though I knew others are doing it. So you really have to put yourself in a place where you try it, you go for it, you see for yourself how it works. And as a hypnotist, you will find out that you just have to maybe pay a little bit more attention to the way the person speaks if you're doing a phone session, or if you're doing a Skype session, you really want to make sure that the connection is good enough for you to follow the person, to see what's really going on for them, because there are always ways people are communicating other than with the verbals. And every hypnotist, every person that's trained in the field already knows that. So don't ever stop yourself from doing a Skype session. If this is something you are new to, just go for it. Do it with your friends, do it with somebody you feel comfortable with, and you'll find out it's just like in real life. It's just like you have that connection, and it's even more powerful because you could be on different sides of the planet with the person, and look at you. You're making a difference, you're making a change, you're helping this person, and you can see them and connect. So we're just living in that time where it's a resource, so use it.
I love that. Yeah. And I mean, just like I pointed out earlier, you're in Siberia now. So you normally, you live in Los Angeles, but your family is from Siberia. Is that correct?
Yes, this is where I grew up. This is where I go visit now. I've been here for the last month and a half. I love it. It's at the middle of nowhere, small village, but as long as I have high-speed internet, I am coaching. And that's what I've been doing.
Perfect.
So, yeah.
Great. Yeah, that's awesome. I love the idea of being location independent. We met in person while I was practicing my location independence, living in LA for a month last winter. So I'm hoping to do that again. So maybe I'll see you when I'm down there this winter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, let's continue on. So you mentioned kind of just doing it. You sent out a survey and asked people essentially to do it as a test, and I love that idea. But were there any other struggles that you kind of had in the beginning, like, technology wise, or choosing Skype versus something else, or, just getting your laptop camera to work, or anything like that? Any other struggles that you could kind of point out to someone who might be ready to try coaching via Skype?
Technology wise, I didn't have any challenges. I think it's, and in coaching, there was I didn't really experience challenges while coaching. I did experience challenges when I was trying to record videos that I was going to put out on Facebook, I put on my website. And that's where I really struggled to find my voice. I even remember saying to somebody that I didn't know how to use my voice. And now when I think about it, I think what a strange thing to experience, because there's no other way to use my voice than this. This is the way I speak. But I remember having all kinds of high pitch, like trying to kind of practice by myself and being a total weirdo in front of the mirror and just be like trying to play out somebody that I wasn't, until I realized this is it. This is all you get in person, on the video, on my website, everywhere. And the faster you get that idea that you can just be yourself, speak exactly the way you speak when you are speaking in person, the faster you get that idea that this little thing, this little circle in front of you that's just a camera lens is another person. You have to hypnotize yourself to believe that. The faster you get that, the further you will go with your practice, with your message, with reaching people that you are aiming to reach, and connecting to the people that need to hear what you have to say.
Yeah, I love that. That's so true, because everyone does kind of, think, oh, I need to be like Marie Forleo or something, and I need to be, all snazzy or whatnot. But the reality is you do need to be yourself, because you're going to be yourself on Skype if you connect with people. But, no matter what it is, if you're on Snapchat or YouTube or Facebook, just be yourself and attract your tribe. Because, if you're attracting people who you are attracted to something that you're not, that's just not going to work out over the long term. So that's great.
What I've learned from my experience building my own practice around the whole idea of attracting your tribe is that you don't get to choose. you don't really get to choose who your tribe is. The tribe is going to choose you. So trying to be someone that you're not, it's just, there's no sense in doing that. So
Right.
just, people will pick you. You don't get to pick people.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Totally. I love that. So be yourself and see who shows up.
Yes, exactly.
Great. So you also do videos, so beyond just what you do with Skype. So yeah, what else do you do with video?
My gift, my opt-in, is a video series, free video series that I created. That is, I really struggled to find out what is my gift. What can I give away without having people pay for it and still provide value? And again, by the experiment, it came to me because I was just putting out free videos on Facebook and seeing how people received them. If people liked them, if people didn't like them, and I scripted them. I would wake up in the morning, script them, have an idea what I wanted to talk about, and then kind of go with the flow. And it's not perfect, and I know that I am going to remake these videos and make them look more professional. But at the moment, that's all I have.
Mm-hmm.
Where I wake up in the morning and I'm pretty much one of the videos, I'm in my pajamas and I'm talking about getting over your ex, and I'm talking about the heart and the mind and the soul and how to heal and let go and all kinds of things. But I'm not concerned about what I look like, as long as I look like a decent person that has a message, a person that cares for what they talk about and do. I was just like, this is what's going online right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
And
perfect.
it's fine. Yeah,
It brings out that
it's fine.
authenticity, I think.
Exactly. And if I'm not saying, oh, just wake up, roll out of bed and do it. I'm not implying that. I am implying that that's what felt comfortable for me. That's what I felt comfortable with and doing that. So if for you it feels comfortable to put on lipstick, make sure your hair looks nice, make sure you have the right shirt on, please, if this is what feels like yourself, do it. Look polished, look like you look when you feel confident doing what you're doing. But
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't have to be Maria Forleo or whatever else style that's out there that people are drawn to. She feels comfortable in her style in that way, so good for her. If your style is different, if your style, as a matter of fact, if you are a weirdo that likes colors and feathers and all kinds of things, please show up yourself. There's no don't try to tone it down, don't try to pretend to be normal.
That is great, because that's actually I mentioned Marsha Shandur a lot on this show, but Marsha is the person who really convinced me how powerful video was for coaches, because she is that weirdo.
Yeah, I love weirdos.
It's, she's very eccentric, and it shows up in her videos. And what she found after, starting a YouTube channel was that her discovery sessions improved so much, because the people who were showing up, who wanted to work with her, understood that she was eccentric. And before that, they would figure that out on the first call, and they'd be like, whoa, this is not for me. This way she's able to put herself out there on the internet and attract the people who are attracted to that. And I think she's hilarious. Yeah. She's great, but she's not for everyone.
Exactly. She's not for everyone. And, there were times where I remember in my own experience where I would click on someone's video, and if I didn't like their voice, maybe their voice was really getting to me in not a good way, or something about them, I would instantly look and think, oh, this person is not for me. Oh, she's strange, or he is. Oh, I'd never listened. But if they had something to say that within those 10 minutes caught my attention, all of a sudden that didn't matter. If what they were talking about, I would lean in and listen in. And I remember I actually started following someone, and later, months later, I thought, I remember that when I first saw this person, they didn't instantly click with me, but she knew what she was talking about. So it was a lot more important than me getting hung up on the way she looked. That didn't instantly resonate with me. So you never know, you might just convert another weirdo to be in your tribe by being yourself.
Yeah, and I think the key there is making sure that you start providing value immediately in your videos, that you don't start out with, something that's going to lose people
Yeah.
away.
Yeah,
Show them what
exactly.
value you're going to provide, in the first 5
Mm-hmm.
seconds, and then
Exactly.
hook them.
Exactly. No, never. When you open the video, never make it about yourself. Make it
Mhm.
about them. Talk about them. Once you have gone through that, once you've given them that attention within the first 3 to 4 sentences, then you can say, I am this and that, and you can introduce yourself. But you can never really catch anyone's attention starting off by talking about yourself.
Right, exactly. So I want to get back to hypnotism a little bit, just so that I better understand kind of what you're mentioning here. Because I've been to a hypnotist, I have a hypnotist,
Mm-hmm.
and we kind of probably have, I would say, probably more traditional sessions, but it starts out with a long session of conversation where he's kind of like, um, it's more of a counseling session almost, where he's kind of digging away and peeling away layers, and then we go into trance and kind of go through
Mm-hmm.
that. So what does that look
Mm-hmm.
like? How does hypnotism kind of work into your practice, in your conversations, and in terms of getting into trance, I guess, is probably the thing that people are
Mm-hmm.
most familiar with.
Well, everybody has their own style, and the way I'm trained is that I never use a script. I never use a format that I assume works for everybody for every problem. And that's the way I trained with my mentor, Melissa Tears. And I found it so empowering. I'm so grateful that this was her style, and I really took on that style. And when I show up, I really show up with this sense of curiosity of whatever the problem is presented, and with the sense of knowing that I can trust my own mind's creativity to support and help this person, because the help is really in listening. If you have good listening skills, if you show up curious and you ask questions, and I don't know if you've experienced that with your hypnotist, um, it's not really about assuming what the person needs. So asking questions, getting curious. We're all very unique. We all have our own way of constructing problems, because for a problem to work, you have to construct it within. To affect change, you have to envision and imagine and use your own mind's creativity that will pull you towards that. And that's where the power is really in hypnosis, making it effortless, making it natural, making it gentle, making it as it's your own journey versus someone else's idea what you should be doing, could be, would be doing instead. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's engaging a bigger mind than just the logical part of it.
Yeah, I definitely, I mean, I love my hypnotist. And I've done NLP, too. I'm just a very curious guy. So I'm like, oh, I
Mm-hmm.
heard about something, I'm going to go try it. And
Mm-hmm.
you mentioned you're an NLP practitioner too. And that is also something, very, very interesting here. Sorry, I'm just got
Mm-hmm.
a message on
I
my
love it.
screen. It looks like Zoom has changed their model, and we're going to have to wrap up in the next 5 minutes here.
Okay.
So, but yeah, so I want to actually work towards wrapping up then, and I want to give you a chance to, kind of tell us a little bit about your book and about your website and how people can get in touch with you, and kind of get your help with getting over relationships that maybe didn't end so well and maybe aren't completely ended for you.
Well, I'm going to be completely selfless here. You can find me at theloverehab.com. If you have a question, if you want to email me, you can connect with me at connect@theloverehab.com. But I know that the people that are coming on to this call are more curious about how to make video work. And I had something else I really wanted to share on that. I don't remember now. But really, yeah, just hypnotize yourself that the message that you have for the person on the other side isn't necessarily going to be reaching them as you speak, but they will be receiving it. So speak to them, speak to that person. And the one way to really convince yourself is that talk to one person at a time. Even if thousands of people, if even your video is going to reach thousands of people, you're always talking to that one person.
Yes.
So
And I love that. It's very easy to, talk to a big audience to kind of say like, hey guys, how's it going? But really you are
but then you have to go like that. Yeah.
Right. The person who's on the other side of this screen, they're not in a room with 1,000 other people. There might be
exactly. They're like, ooh, it's just me.
Yeah, exactly. So they want to experience it as a one-on-one conversation with you.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
Great. Well, Kristina, thank you so much for spending some time here. I know it's nighttime there in Siberia, and thank you for kind of just hopping right on, setting this up. We set this up yesterday, so I love how easy it is to do this. Say,
Yeah.
hey, hop over to Zoom and let's.
Absolutely, so easy. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Great. Well, thank you guys, and we'll see you guys. See, I just said that. I just addressed a bunch of people. Thank you for watching, and we'll have you back with more episodes of this show of Coach Focused, where we look at coaches who are using online video, and they're just kind of popping up randomly. So be sure to subscribe to the channel so you catch them in the future.